Well, welcome to the special City Council meeting for the Ogden City Council for March 11th, 2014. Let the roll call reflect that all council members are present, and pursuant to Section 52-4-207 of the electronic meetings, Council Member White will participate in this meeting via teleconference. First item on our agenda is the recognition. We've asked Vice Chair Gochner if she would present that. So.
Okay, thank you. I guess I'd like to start by welcoming all of our guests. Thanks for taking the time to be with us tonight. This is a joint proclamation of the Ogden City Council and Mayor declaring March 29th, 2014, Vietnam Veterans Day in Ogden City. Whereas Ogden City joins the state of Utah and the nation in reflecting with solemn reverence upon the valor of those who served in the Vietnam War. We pay tribute to the more than 27,000 Utah servicemen and women who are among the 3 million young Americans that left their families to serve bravely in a world far away from everything they knew and loved. And whereas throughout Vietnam, our soldiers pushed through jungles and rice paddies, heat and monsoon, fighting heroically to protect the freedoms we hold dear as Americans. For more than a decade of combat over air, land, and sea, these proud American heroes upheld the highest traditions of our armed forces. And whereas more than 58,000 patriots, including nearly 400 of Utah's young heroes, sacrificed all they had and would ever know for the sake of our great country. Among these were 80 soldiers from northern Utah and more than 30 from the Ogden area. And whereas we draw inspiration from the heroes who sacrificed their lives, suffered unspeakably as prisoners of war, who were wounded and suffered the effects of Agent Orange, and those who have suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. We recognize the tremendous sacrifice of the many that still carry scars of war, seen and unseen. With more than 1,600 of our American heroes still among the missing, we remember the 14 Utahns who have not yet been found. And whereas this war marks a significant chapter in our nation's history that must never be forgotten. Innumerable sacrifices have been and continue to be made to maintain the liberties we all enjoy. We honor our Vietnam veterans, our fallen, our wounded, those unaccounted for, our former prisoners of war, their families, and all those who served with honor and integrity. Whereas, while no words can ever fully describe their service, nor any honor truly befit their sacrifice, let us remember that it is never too late to pay tribute to the men and women who answered the duty with courage and valor. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Ogden City Council and Mayor Caldwell hereby proclaim March 29th, 2014, Vietnam Veterans Day in Ogden City. We join with local, state, and federal agencies across the country to commemorate the Vietnam War and express our thanks to a generation of proud Americans who saw our country through one of the most challenging missions we have ever faced. We encourage our community to participate in events, ceremonies, and activities that honor the countless and heroic efforts of our armed forces. And with that, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we adopt this joint proclamation.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion to adopt by Vice Chair Gochner, seconded by Councilmember Wicks for adoption of this joint proclamation. And this is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Thank you.
And Dennis Howland is the one that was instrumental in getting this day passed to the state legislature, and we have would love you to come up and take this for your group, and love to hear from you if you have something to say. And I would salute you, but I've been told I don't do it properly.
you'd like to say?
Just want to say it's an honor, as it always is, to stand before council and our city administration, because you've always been there for all veterans in this community, all veterans of peace and war. When we've come to you, even back when we first started the first parade, after more than 50 years, we came to council and they gave us the resources and provided us all kinds of assistance and support. And it's always been that way. Veterans in this community have always been made to feel a part of this community and have always turned around and found Ogden City with its hand out of appreciation, and we thank that very, very much. What you've done this evening is honor many, many veterans of the Vietnam era, not only the 3 million that served in country, but the 6 million who supported the war and had the responsibility of that war worldwide. If I could, I'd like to borrow the words of an Army Major helicopter pilot. His name was Michael Davis O'Donnell. He was killed in Vietnam. He wrote this about 2 months before he was killed in 1970. His crew, his helicopter, and 8 soldiers they were trying to rescue were shot down and killed. 31 years later, in 2001, the remains were brought home to Arlington. But right before he was killed, he said this: "Be not ashamed to say you love them, though you may or may not have always. Take what they have left and what they have taught you with their dying and keep it with your own. And in that time, when men decide and feel safe to call the war insane, take one moment to embrace those gentle heroes you left behind." And this evening, you helped a lot of Vietnam veterans embrace those heroes that we left behind. Thank you so much. May God bless. And from this old Marine, Semper Fi, to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Very well said. Appreciate you.
Blocked by the pictures. Do they want the box?
Next item on our agenda is the approval of minutes. First item was the work session of December 17th, 2013. Councilmember Blair.
Yes, thank you, Chair Heyer. I have reviewed those minutes and found them to be accurate.
Special meeting of January 6th, 2014. Councilmember Garner.
Yes, Chair, I've reviewed those minutes and found them to be correct.
Work session of January 14th, 2014. Vice Chair Gochner.
I have reviewed those and found them to be accurate.
Work session of January 21st and the regular meeting of February 4th, 2014. Councilmember Wicks.
Thank you, Chair Heyer. I have reviewed those and found them to be accurate.
And the work session of January 28th, 2014. Councilmember Stevens.
Yes, Mr. Chair, they're correct, and I make a motion that we accept all the minutes.
And I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Stevens, seconded by Councilmember Garner, to accept the minutes. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
I was going to say something later.
For you veterans, you don't need to stay, but there will be comments later, and I'm sure you'll be included. So you might want to, but you don't have to. So
Be just a few minutes.
yeah, we're just about rolling down the stretch on this. So
Well, maybe we ought to make our comments now in case they would like to leave. Okay.
yeah, the next item is common consent. Those items are the Central Weber Sewer Board, consideration of the appointment of Vice Chair Caitlin Gochner to the Central Weber Sewer Board, the 5-year consolidation plan for 2010 to 2015, and annual action plan amendment for 2014, and the budget amendment for the annual action plan. Those last two were to set public hearings. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept items 4A, B, and C for common consent.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Garner, a second by Councilmember Blair, on these common consent items to set public hearing on items B and C to March 25th, 2014, and also to approve Vice Chair Grotner to the Sewer Board on item A. This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? That passes. This is time for public comment. This is an opportunity to address the council regarding your concerns or ideas. Please state your name and address clearly for the record and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Anyone with comments? Okay, seeing no movement, we'd like to accept comments from CIO Johnson.
Thank you. I just wanted to mention that the 50th anniversary of the Big Sky Championship is in town this week. We're proud of the Wildcats for winning the tournament to be here. And we hope that they're very successful in the tournament on Friday night and Saturday night. Go Wildcats.
Yeah, go Wildcats. Council members. Comments?
Just thank you for being here, Dennis, and all your work, and thank you for everybody who came with him. Our hearts and prayers are with you. Thank you.
I think it's an honor for us to be seated in front of you, the individuals and our veterans, especially men and women of the service. You were called and served a country very well, and there's several things that is mentioned in the proclamation that we presented, and one of the words was valor of service. And I think you can take honor in the service that you performed, not only for the world, but for the country that we love, and protection of our freedoms. Because we can sit here today is because of your service and your dedication. You performed your duty well, and I thank you for that. And the other word that came up was sacrifice. I cannot understand, and I don't understand, and only you understand the sacrifice that you made while you were serving our great country. And I appreciate that sacrifice for what you've done, and I honor you and thank you for your service.
I just want to thank the veterans for being here as well. My father is a Vietnam vet. He served 2 tours in Vietnam in the Air Force, and it's something he really doesn't talk about much. And I think a lot of veterans are in that same boat. And it's nice to see some recognition, and hopefully this is a good step towards helping some of those veterans be able to talk about things more and deal with some of the things that happen there. So thank you.
My brother was a Vietnam vet, well, is a Vietnam vet, and I was just a little too young to serve, but and I remember the political climate was not very favorable to all of you getting the honor that you deserved when the war was finally concluded, and it's nice now that you finally, that things have changed enough to where you can get the honor that you and the respect that you deserve for the courage and the valor that you put forth. You answered our call. You answered the call of the country, and politics were something else. So, but we're glad that we could honor you tonight, and thank you so much.
And I can't add anything, can you?
Yeah, no, I can't.
That was all too eloquent, but just know we have complete respect for you. And with that, I'll make a motion to. Oh, I won't. We're going to. We've got more. We do. Never mind.
We do have item number 7 coming up. It's the consideration of adjourning into a closed executive session. And we'll ask our legal counsel for the okay.
Yes, Mr. Chair, a closed executive session is permissible for the purposes set forth on the agenda.
All right, we'll look for motion.
I will go ahead and make a motion that we adjourn into a closed executive session.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion, Councilmember Blair, seconded by Councilmember Garner, to move into a closed executive session. All in favor?
Aye. It's a roll.
Oh, this is a roll call vote. Sorry.
Councilmember Blair,
Aye.
Councilmember Garner,
Aye.
Councilmember Stevens,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Witt,